Okay, hey guys, what's up? Evilzombie here. So, today I want to talk to you about, well, just a bit of a rant about body fat percent and spot fat reduction and all that crap. And I just kind of wanted to open up and tell you a little bit of the truths behind this and why the fitness industry is just full of crap. So, I'm sharing my desktop with you so we can kind of just go on a little journey and look up a few things, just so I can tell you the only real ways to actually know where you stand, how to keep track of things. We'll get to that in a minute. First off, I just want to open up by saying there's no such thing as just belly fat. That's just an outright lie by the fitness industry to get you to buy more crap, or just to buy into a new program or a specific diet. It doesn't exist. There's body fat. Overall body fat. It's based on a percentage. How much of your body is fat versus of different kinds. There's different kinds of fat too, versus how much of your body is everything else, like bone, organs, muscle, how much water's in your body. It all makes a difference. That's your total weight. Everyone keeps on thinking, oh, the heavier I am, the more fat I have. Not necessarily. I can gain or lose 8 pounds in a day based on water. Like, seriously. A lot of your body is not actually just fat. There's a lot that goes into this. And they're oversimplifying in such a way that's harmful to people because they get depressed because they're not making any results. They start blaming themselves when really there's nothing they could have done about it by working out. Working out will not get you your fitness goal by itself. It's just not how it works. It's a trifecta. You have to do 3 things. To get any fitness goal, you have to do 3 things. First, you have to, of course, you have to work out. Then you have to sleep properly and get your proper rest. And then you have to eat properly. And there's a percentage I can give you, a general percentage that's somewhat accurate on the importance of these things. So around maybe 8 to 10% is working out. Excuse me. So between 8 and 10% is working out, the importance of working out and actually lifting weights or boxing or running in your fitness goal. It's important, but it's not the most important thing. It's a very small amount of your total goal. Then between 12 and 10% is rest, proper rest, sleep, not working out on that day, recovering. That's how you build back up your muscle and become stronger. So that is very important. It's a little more important than your working out to make sure you recover after the workouts. Because your workouts, you can tear down your muscle in many different ways. There's only a few different ways you can rest. It's important. You have to make sure you do it. Otherwise, you're just tearing yourself down. But then there's one other thing that takes up a solid 80% at the minimum, and that's your food. Your total food intake. I'm not saying go with a certain diet plan, one or the other. There's technically no such thing as a bad food. It doesn't exist. Unless you're talking about something like Twinkies that have like no natural ingredients whatsoever. But there's really no such thing as like a bad food. Food is food. You need calories to maintain a certain amount of weight, but the different kinds of calories you get can determine what you get out of your body. And you just have to remember when you're eating, whatever you put into your body is what you're going to get out of your body. So the better you treat it, just the better overall you're going to be feeling. The better overall you're going to be experiencing life. And this is what a lot of people don't seem to get. Because they feel like they need to really cut their food down. They need to chop everything off the block so that they can lose the weight. And that's just going to hurt you in the long run. I've done that. I've done that. Because I was a professional athlete. I was a competitive arm wrestler. I've actually placed in world. Not number 1. I have the trophy over here. I'll read it later. It's either 2 or 3. But I've competed in different tournaments. I've arm wrestled a lot of different people. I've arm wrestled world champs. I've trained with national champs. And I know a thing or two about weight reduction and trying to lose all the weight really quickly. It's possible, but it's all going to come back, and it's really going to hurt your body in the long run. You're going to really damage them kidneys. But like I used to try and drop 20, 30 pounds in a month to meet my goal. And I was able to do it. I could shift around weight like nobody's business, but it's not healthy. Like I'll tell you firsthand, it was not a good choice. But this was me back in high school, early college. I was pretty stupid at that time. Okay, sorry, I had to check on something. So I paused it. But yeah, no, I was pretty dumb at that time. I didn't think of long-term repercussions about that. And, luckily, I was a pretty lucky one where it didn't affect me too bad. But it could have very easily. Because doing a major dehydration for your body to meet a weight class is not healthy. And to drop that much body weight really quickly is not good for you. It's just not. It basically came down to me starving myself and then being malnourished by the time the tournament came up. And then cramming food and water as quickly as I could before I had to compete. Same thing happens for boxers all the time. Because, on the day of their weigh-in, they are exhausted. They are tired, they're cranky, they don't feel good. And they look amazing, they look pristine, but they're at their weakest. Same thing with bodybuilding competition. Any kind of competition where you're required to do a weight class or to maintain a certain type of body fat percentage and look, the aesthetics of it, the more lean you look, probably the less healthy you are. It's unfortunate. You have to stay within a certain range to be considered actually healthy. But this is all in total body fat percentage. By the time you get under 5% body fat, that's getting borderline unhealthy right there. And it's kind of dangerous. But when you drop so much weight, it's just not safe. But back to the point. I start to ramble. Sorry, guys. I do start to ramble. It just happens for me. You got to deal with it. So body fat based on certain areas of your body, it's impossible. Your body doesn't work like that. You can't just reduce the belly fat and keep the rest of your body the way it was. It doesn't happen. The only reason that someone looks like they lost their belly fat is because that's where guys tend to hold their weight. Girls tend to hold their weights on their hips, their butt, their legs, sometimes on their arms. Guys tend to hold their weight on their core. It's just how we genetically hold our weight. It's just how it is. It's science. I'm not trying to be sexist or anything. That's just a human body. And it's unfortunate that we have different stores of body weight, and it doesn't distribute evenly throughout your body. It stores in certain areas because that's where it's most comfortable, and that's where your body feels like it's out of the way, so it won't get in the way. Guys, a lot of the time we have construction jobs or different kind of working jobs where you have to move around a lot, and you tend to move your legs and your arms around a lot. You won't store your fat there. A lot of times your body just gets comfortable in a certain way, and it's kind of this out of the way where that's not going to affect your motion. So at least that's my theory on it. But you can't get rid of fat in certain areas. You have to do it all over. So say you're 20% fat, 20% body fat, and then you have a certain amount of muscle, you have a certain amount of bone mass, you have a certain amount of organs, you have a certain amount of visceral and I can't remember how to pronounce the word. I will just look it up. I have a phone, and I'm not going to do bro science with you guys. I'm just going to tell you what it's called. Subcutaneous fat? Subcutaneous. So there's different kinds of body fat. Subcutaneous fat, visceral fat. Then you have stuff like how much muscle mass you have, how much skeletal muscle you have, different types of muscle mass, how much food you've had in your body, how much water you've had in your body. It all goes to the weight. That's how much weight you have total. If you want to know what your actual body fat percent is, there are several different methods to do it. One of them, like you can see on here, there's body fat calculators. I wouldn't trust ones like this. Let's see, this, oh no, that's the fucking calculator. Okay, I have Amazon open for it. Hold on. I can type. Sorry, I'm just tired. So there's different scales. There's calipers, like you can see on here. Calipers are one way to do it. Scales, they use bioelectric impedance, where it sends an electric current, and how fast it goes through your body basically tells it, and based on your height, your weight, all that stuff, how much body fat you have. Same thing with this. I have one of these. Holy shit. That was $30 when I bought it. Oh, here's one over here. Get that one. 35. What the fuck? That's $300. Why is that $300? I've got to look this up real quick. 1 second, my dudes. I'll find you a better price because this is a good one. It's decent, but it's not worth that. Don't pay that. It's not the price. That is just an outright lie. That is not the price. fuck was that? Well, there you go, $40 right there. That's a little better. $36, $28 for this one. That's fine. It does the same thing. It does the exact same thing. Okay, why is it so expensive in these places? What the hell? Those are scalpers. I hate scalpers. Okay, so back to this. Any body fat percent method that you use, also this is a little less accurate. Calipers are not as accurate if you don't have a different person doing it for you, a professional, because you have to know your shit. You got to know what you're doing to do that accurately and do it in the same locations every single time you measure. And you want to measure often. Personally, I use a combination of these, and I just average it out, and I keep track of where I lay on a consistent basis. And any of these methods, and you can also go get like the air test, the water test. There's several different methods, and everyone says, oh, this is so much more accurate. No, you'll get a 1 to 2% difference between any of these methods. Any method on Earth, you'll get a slight difference in how it reads, because everybody is different in the same way that every body is different. It's just how it is. But any of these are accurate to a point where it's accurate for you if you are consistent in how you measure. For example, if you measure when you wake up in the morning, before you take your morning poop, before you drink water in the morning, before you eat breakfast, you wake up, walk into the bathroom, and weigh yourself on the scale and measure it, sync it up with your app, and then get on with your day. And that's how you weigh it every single week. In the same condition, before you poop, right when you roll out of bed, every single week, that's accuracy, because it's under the same hydration levels, it's under the same food levels, under the same, just how much rest you've had. You wake up, you go measure yourself, just keep it consistent. Don't measure at 3 p.m. one day, 8 a.m. another day. It's inaccurate, and you're going to get a lot of fluctuation because your body weight changes a lot throughout the day based on what you put into your body. And this is the best way to keep it accurate, just to make sure you go through weigh yourself and measure yourself the same way every single day. And that's a pretty accurate method. Like, I got one of these scales, and I got the Omron, the body fat monitor for that. This one looks fine. I don't know why it has a lower rating. It does the same exact thing. That's just one that's handy to have in a home gym, but I would just suggest one of these things. Oh, Renfo, that's the one I have. This actually might be the same one I have. It's pretty good. It works well for me. I've been using it for like 3 years now, and I like it personally. It works well. Oh, yeah, it's Craft Hunter reviews. But yeah, no, this is fine. This is a good method, and it's only like $26, $27, whatever. There's lots of different ones. You don't have to pick this one. You can pick any of them. Let's see. I have affiliate links. I'll include that in the description if you want to go that method, or you can look elsewhere, go to Walmart, whatever. The tape is another method. I don't recommend this unless you have a professional doing it for you. Bring your tape to him. Because, again, it's only accurate if you're measuring it in the same way every single time on the same locations. So that is just a good way to tell about muscle imbalances, I'd say, more or less, than other things. Because you could tell if one area of muscle is slightly bigger than another, if you have an imbalance in how you are training, and this kind of helps you fix that. So that does come in handy. Oh, this is a good idea. What the crap? Huh. So that kind of holds it tight for you. Okay, so there are different kinds of cool things you can do, and the technology is improving. That's pretty nifty. That's actually pretty handy. I'm going to keep that open and look at that later. Because a good idea is a good idea, you know? But I like to check on different muscle sizes because I hate the idea of an imbalance. But we're getting out of it. Let's jump back into it. If you're trying to actually be pretty accurate with your meal plan, basically if you want to get to a certain fitness goal, you got to check your meal plan. Food is the only real way to do it. And I say that, well, in all honesty, food is the best way to get to your fitness goal. Trying to lose weight, like for me, you have a calorie maintenance level. Okay, what the fuck was it called? TDEE calculator. Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator. Oh, there it is, yeah. Total Daily Energy Expenditure. So any of these. Like this is a decent one. I've used this one before. These are generalizations. Just so you know. I would suggest going to a nutritionist. So let's see. Of course, male. I'm 35. Right now, I think I'm at 237. see. Yeah, I'm 5'9". Actually, I might be getting shorter. I'm getting older. I might be 5'8" by now. I'll have to measure, but last time I checked at the doctor's, I was 5'9". So that's what I'm going with. Now, I exercise 5 days a week, and then I take my rest days, but I also have an IT job. But I do exercise pretty intensely, like 5 days a week. I don't do 3 days. I never skip my days. And my body fat percentage is right now, actually I can just look it up. I have a little more body fat right now, but that's okay. 20.8%. Oh, it doesn't let me do point. Fine. Okay, let's just generalize it. And I'll just show you right here. So moderate exercise to maintain, to not lose or gain, I would need 3,400 calories a day. But if I want to lose weight, I have to go a little below that. But this is a good site because it kind of tells you what kind of diet split you're trying to do. Like, I normally do this split. I do slightly lower carbs. I do like to have my fruit. I will eat my fruit. I'll have my vegetables mostly for my carb. And, well, I like fruit. I'm not giving it up. But I have to have a crap ton of protein, 40% fat, and 20% carbs. That's a split that works pretty well for me. I enjoy it. I feel pretty good with it. On leg day, I might switch it up and go over to the higher carb because you need energy. But this is a good site because it kind of tells you how to maintain, how to cut, how to bulk. And, oh, I feel so sick when bulking. I hate it. I bulk very easily naturally. My body is good with that. There are different body types. Some people have a higher metabolism. Some people have a slower metabolism. I'm cursed with a slower metabolism. I just am. I'm an endomorph. I'm not an ectomorph. Oh, I'll get into that in a minute also. Okay, so we'll look up this, and then I can show you the different body types. Okay, we'll get into that in a minute. But, yeah, food scales. This is an important thing to do. Weigh your food. Know what you're putting in your body, and then you can enter it correctly in something, in any kind of fitness app. Like, when I use personally, I'm not sponsored, I just like it. It's free. MyFitnessPal, I don't know if Facebook owns it. Someone owns it. I have no idea who. But MyFitnessPal works pretty well. They have a community discussion boards and all that. You can talk to people, and you can enter your foods and your workouts, and it tells you kind of where you stand. They do have a paid version, but I've never used the paid version. I don't know what it consists of. And that's that. Well, yeah, that's basically what I use to enter all the details from my food scale into that. I actually use that food scale. That's the one I use. How much is that now? I hope that one was $100. Oh, yeah, no, it's $10 still. But yeah, that's the one I use actually, and it works pretty well. It's simple. You put your plate on there, then you press the button again, and it zeroes it out, so there's 0 ounces, and then you put your food on top of the plate. And then it tells you how many grams it is. And that's how you know. Simple. But that's a simple way to measure everything. And they do mention supplements, but you don't have to really worry about that as much. As long as you're eating vegetables and meat and fruits, you're going to get all your nutrients. And it's pretty healthy. Just stay healthy with your foods if you want to. So body types. I've mentioned different people build muscles in different ways. There are 3 different general body types that does greatly depend on your genetics. You can enter into these different realms based on how hard you're going to work at it through your diet, workout, and rest, but it's difficult to maintain if it's not your natural body type, but you can get there. Everyone kind of wants to be in the mesomorph form. I'm personally in the endomorph. That's just my natural body type based on genetics, but I can enter into this realm if I train hard enough. If I starved myself, I'd be able to get to ectomorph. But some people have a fast metabolism, like my nephews, a couple of them are ectomorphs, and they burn through food like nothing. Like really tall, slender, they can burn through it, no problem. But there's just different body types, and that's just something you have to remember when you're, looking into any of these kinds of tools. Everyone is built differently, so base your diet on how you feel. Like, I'm curious, if I am shorter now, what is it? Doesn't really change that much. Did it change at all? Really? It didn't change at all. Okay, so these, take it with a grain of salt. Like, it's a moderate kind of thing. It gives you a general idea. Like, we go to a different one, we can enter the same information, just so you can have a general idea. I wish I was 5'10". I wish I was 165. I have more muscle in my body than that, though. Like, I think my actual muscle mass is 176 right now. I have to check on that again. It might be 178. Weight, 237. Exercise. Yeah, I exercise that much. Sorry, I was just reading. Okay, cool. And calculate. So it's saying I need, this one's telling me a much lower amount. But what if I, okay, so there's different methods. So it's doing different formulas. See, it went up by like 200 by 200 when I told it my body fat percentage. The more, and also you can't stay consistent on it. Like if I was a person that had 10% body fat, it would give me different numbers. Like, holy shit, that's a lot of food. Now, if I was a person that had much lower body fat, you need to increase your numbers. You need to balance it out. Like when I was, let's see, this is where to go. The other one, the other site. I lost it. No, this one. This is one I've used most often. Just find one and stick with it because they'll all give you a slightly different thing. Just stick with what you started using, and you'll have the most consistent results. But there's different tools for being able to jump into this realm, you know? I personally do enjoy this site. I actually do use this, and that one body fat calculator I showed you, it does work. It works pretty well. And then I already told you about that, dropping out that one. But yeah, no. What I was talking to you guys about, I should get another one of those so I can have one at work. I'm going to leave that open too, because it's also cheap. That's $11. Is that worth it? No, not really, but it's cool. It's a cool little thing. It's nice that it's like an exact 2-inch thing. My question is on pure accuracy, though, because you have a little bit of give on there, but it's fine. It's fine. That's just what it is. There's not really any way you can get around that because it's a cheaply made thing. It's pretty cheap. But you just get to, as long, like I said, as long as you stay consistent. Oh, these are the three I have these two. I don't know why this is entertaining for me. It's just fun to look around. And calipers are okay, but like I said, you have to have a professional do it under the same circumstances every time you measure. And that's just a real thing. Okay, I'm going to drop out of that one. I don't think I need that. I'm just going to stick with these. But yeah, like I said, another thing that's going to help you get to your goal, well, big thing is consistency, is checking on the ingredients in your food. I'm not saying go to a diet plan. Diet plans are all crap. They're calorie deficits, and like Murray Calendar, no, not Murray Calendar, that's a pie thing, isn't it? I don't know. What the fuck is it called? Jenny Craig? Is that one of them? I think that's one of them. That one, there's so many different diets. The Atkins diet, all they do is they tell you a point system or a buy system or different things like that, where it really is just them converting it to their terminology, but it's still a calorie deficit. It's all about a calorie deficit. They say, okay, this is how much you weigh and this is how old you are. This is how many points you're allowed to have per day. That's a calorie deficit. They're tricking you. They're just using their terminology, and you're doing the same thing that you would have done in your own time for free. So that's one of the things. And also, those, a lot of times, they limit you on what you can eat. Like I said, there's really no such thing as a bad food. It's just you being bad and eating too much of it. That's basically what it's coming down to. You're eating too much of it or not enough of it. And that's why you're not in where you want to be. Because you did it to yourself. Sorry, there's no way to sugarcoat this. You fucked up. I done it too. I'm not where I want to be right now, not completely. If I'm honest, I feel pretty good. But I could be doing better. And that's on me. And nobody else. And I'll accept that entirely. But if you're not in the shape, I don't know any of you personally. And if you're not, I'm not picking on you directly, but I'm just telling you generally that if you're not where you want to be, the only one you can blame is you. You can't blame the foods around you. You can't blame your circumstances, because there are ways to make it happen. There are ways to watch what you put in your body, unless you are somewhere where people choose your meals for you, like the military or prison. Or if you're a child where you have your parents make everything for you, that's mostly on them. That's on them. Okay, I'll give you leverage on that one. People who are underage, who are under the care of someone, that's on your parents. But I'm not nothing against your parents. I don't tell people how to raise their kids. That's just something you'd have to talk to them about yourself. But really, it all comes down to how you're eating. Like a general rule of thumb I like to live by is if I can read the ingredients on the container, then I think it's a safe enough food to eat. Like, that's a good choice. If I can read everything and I can understand what it is without looking it up. Like, I know what cayenne pepper is. I know what ginger is. I know what all those the basic ingredients are. But if it says the word phosphate on there or monosodium glutamate, I'm probably not going to eat it because it has a big complicated word that it's probably something that's artificially made and it's just not that good for you. It tastes good. It's not that good for you, so I just kind of avoid it. I'm not telling you can't eat it ever. Once a week, I have a cheat meal where I just go eat whatever I want. I'm lactose intolerant. I will have cheese on my cheat meal. Doesn't matter. Just feel good about yourself and don't hate your meal plan. Just be good on it most of the time. Like, don't fall yourself into Don't fall into a bad habit where you continually cheat on your diet. Just do it like once a week. Have that cheat meal. Make yourself hate the meal plan less and just enjoy yourself. And then just get back on it. It's fine. It is no harm, no foul. You'll still make progress. Progress will still happen. Just don't obsess. And really, you have to make it like that so that you don't fail. Because you will fail if you burn out. Burnout's a real thing. Where mental burnout's just as bad as physical burnout. If you do something too often, too hardcore, you're going to burn out. It's just, you're a person. You can't do that for too long. You're human. You need to respect yourself more than that. Just treat yourself right, you know? Anyways, guys, I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me rant. I talk too much. So I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. I just kind of wanted to get that out. So have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.